Back on 2019, I was super, super anxious. I was living with anxiety 24/7, and someone had to be with me 24/7. One of the tools I used to unstuck myself from that anxiety was, and it still is, a mood tracker. A little context about my anxiety. December 31, 2018, I was at home. I was about to celebrate New Year's Eve with friends, and a lot of things compounded into my well-being, my mental well-being. One was that I was already 36. I always wanted to have kids before I was 32 because my mom had me at 32, and I always thought the the age gap was way too big. So knowing that I was about to turn 37 in just 1 month, my birthday is February 4th, was unconsciously a lot. I also had a very bad experience on New Year's Eve 20, 2000. I went to a party with who was back then my boyfriend. A party we in town, all the kids in town went every year, a New Year's Eve party. I said hi to an ex-boyfriend. We joke around something. And when I went back to my boyfriend, he was really angry at me. When we got out of the party, he beat the crap out of me. I broke things off. He then stalked me until I went to Buenos Aires. I was living there because I was in university, and that's when I was able to get rid of him, so to speak. So those two things, my grief and my trauma, showed up on December 31, 2018. And the mood tracker helped me understand the complexity of a lot of things I was feeling, because they were kind of this mess, this tangled ball of things that weren't like, they were overwhelming me. I I started the mood tracker, and I had to say I didn't do it every day. I don't do it every day now also. It's when I have a, a sense of having complex feelings and emotions that I can't completely understand, that the I fill out the tracker. But I started with basic emotions: anxiety, fear, joy, and peace. Then I added more, like jealousy or nostalgia, melancholy, numbness. Something that is also true that we don't talk enough about is we don't have just one emotion at the time. We have a bunch of them, and one is on top, like it's highlighted, but we usually feel two or more at the same time. And there is no bad emotion. There is uncomfortable emotions, but none of them per se it's bad. Like, yeah, you can say the anxiety level I have is bad because I can't really separate or distinguish which is my anxiety and which is true, something is wrong. But with feelings like jealousy, we are often said, no, you can't say you're jealous. And for me, jealousy is not about not wanting someone to have something. It's just the question why you and not me too. So understanding that I was feeling jealous of some friends that were having kids or were having like they were starting to get married and finding the partner to have kids with while I wasn't was hard. I was denying myself that feeling. I also didn't know that childless, being childless is a grief. I didn't know that grief was part of what I was feeling, so it wasn't in the tracker back then. But starting to pinpoint and recognize what was happening, what was I feeling, it also started giving me the data to understand what was happening, to change what was happening. Like if I'm feeling jealous, okay, I'm writing down. I felt jealousy towards someone because she's pregnant. Okay, so I have the data of pregnant women make me feel jealous. So let's work on it. I'm not saying it's great that I felt jealousy. I'm not saying, oh, let's feel jealous, but I was feeling it. And denying that I was feeling it was worse, was something that was piquing my anxiety even more because I was trying to put under the rug a lot of emotions that are like, no, you can't feel that. You are not allowed to feel that emotion. And to my point before about not being a bad emotion, it's not a bad emotion like anger, sadness. They are not about bad emotions. They are telling you something. They are telling you where does it hurt. And I know that in our child space, we already know that childlessness hurts. But sometimes they are telling you other things, like you are projecting onto that person specifically um, something else, not just the childless part. You are identifying with that person and you are thinking that that person has something that you should also have. So it's like I said, it's a data collect information, data information and collecting data to understand yourself better. Also, it's a private thing. I don't share my mood tracker with people. So it's just for me, it's private. It lets me sit down with myself and with I felt throughout the day. I usually do the mood tracker after my whole day before I go to bed. Like I said, when I had a hard day, I use this, not every day, but it's like, okay, let's have a moment with me and reflect on my day so tomorrow can be better. Recognizing my emotions was no easy task. Everything fall under anxiety. So the more I tracked, the more I understood. that not everything I was feeling was anxiety. I was also able to find more things that were making me feel safe, that were making me laugh, because laughter is a great way to kind of outbalance fear, sadness, grief. So is singing or dancing or expressing yourself. Um, there's a lot of ways to do a mood tracker. I use someone I use some that I found on Pinterest. Then I start kind of twitching them to be more like tailored to my emotions. I started with kind of a flag that was like colored in black if it was a bad day, and green if it was a good day, and the shades of black and green. But I started to do a list, kind of checking the emotions, and then in a separate paper, just wrote down why I thought I was feeling this way or that way. Or like if I laugh, what did I laugh at? Or singing is one of the things that usually lift me up. So I start making a playlist that you can find in my YouTube of happy songs. Songs that make me want to dance and make me smile every time I listen to them. So yeah, I hope this idea helps you. Let me know in the comments if you ever use a mood tracker, if you are thinking about it. What do you think about the tool I use and my suggestion? Until next time.